Hi, my name is Natalie. A I'm basically living in Singapore, which is a country with it's a tiny island country with very high humidity, which my skin does not take well to. My skin is mostly combination with like it's a combination. It used to be a lot oilier when I was growing up, but I feel like as I hit 21 and it settled more, my skin changed a lot more when I hit 21. I used to have not just like teenage acne, but a lot of that was manageable with salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide. And then when I hit 21, a lot of it became hormonal acne, especially in the area around the chin. And it was very bad for a long time. Like, I think I spent 8 months that year basically almost crying every day looking in the reflection. And even though like I wore a lot of makeup even before that, I never ever wore like I didn't really use liquid foundation, so if I did, it would be very sheared out with a damp brush. I didn't need to put on makeup, and it felt nice to have that option, but like that option went away during that period. So that was when I started. I went to a dermatologist. I changed my entire skincare. I started using a salicylic acid facial wash. I had to use a lot of retinols. The one that she prescribed was this thing called Differin, and it worked. It really did work. My skin got a lot less inflamed, but it did take 3 months to really see it. And by the time it was done, it was me putting Differin every single night, and my skin was very dry and patchy. After that, it was still oily, but then that was when I first started using Sabbatical Beauty, and I bought the Revive sample set, and I actually was using Winter's Coming at that point in time, especially on the dry spots. And I think that was a huge game changer for me, because that was when I realized that my skin was dehydrated. It was patchy and peeling in some spots, but it needed more moisture than my moisturizer could give at that point in time, which is obviously like really light, because you think that's what you need in a tropical environment. And then Winter's Coming like changed that, and I was like, okay, I need facial oils in my regime now. I think at that point in time, Sabbatical Beauty was just starting out, so I couldn't really, and I was still a student, poor. I still am right now, because I've just been like doing small freelancing jobs throughout the whole of this year, which has been a bit like a gap year for me. So I couldn't afford to buy things like the Blush Beauty Oil, which I think was what was coming out in the spring collection at that point. It was beautiful. It was this thing with rose petals suspended in it, and then Camilla Gold just felt very extravagant to me. But since then, like I did repurchase Winter's Coming earlier this year, and then I felt that because at this point in time, I don't sleep in air conditioning in this country that's like you need a fan blasting into your face before you go to sleep, and my skin doesn't dry out enough, I think, to be able to accept Winter's Coming, which is like one of their thicker, heavier oil balms. If I'm not wrong, a lot of the women who live in like in colder climates, we only use it when it hit like sub-zero temperatures. And like, well, my skin is the kind that can soak up a lot of things I couldn't. So what I started using instead is the anti-aging eye gel oil. This is one of the best buys I ever made, because like a full-size jar is huge, and I'm staring at it and I'm just like, I'm not gonna be finishing this one anytime soon, even if I used it, because you can't use this in the day and then slap makeup on top, because it's a bit too heavy for that. But it's huge, so if I used it every single night, which I don't, I'm very bad with, I'm still not gonna finishing this within a year. So I started using it as like moisturizer all over the skin. It's great. It's a lot lighter than Winter's Coming in terms of texture. It and yeah, it's really oily for the first 5-10 minutes. I slap it on, but it's just really good. It absorbs really well. Then I got introduced to because I've hit the was it Lotus or Camellia? I think Camellia. It was Camellia tier recently, and then I was able to get hold of this oh my god, this beautiful oil that has real gold particles suspended in it, and every time I put it on it's just like, and this one's a lot lighter than the anti-aging eye gel oil, and I can actually use it as a day oil. And I think the gold particles really help because for the days that I don't want to be putting on makeup, you still want that reduction of redness, which I really need. My skin gets red very easily, and I'm quite pale, so the redness shows up very well. You can't actually see, but like, yeah, you can see now. I have like a lot of acne. There's a huge red bump on my nose right now, and if like I would going to do a full face of makeup later on, I would definitely have to like color correct that, and a lot of redness usually on the sides of my nose and on my chin and everything. But I did I slept with the Sleeping Beauty oil, another like go-to item, emergency item for me. I slept with this last night and my skin is so much better. Oh god, when I took my skin off yesterday, I really suspect it might have been all the salt I had for lunch with my mom. I got a brunchy kind of a bacon eggs thing, and there was so much salt in it, and I don't know, I felt my tongue shriveling up in my mouth. It could have been what caused like the minor breakout that was happening. And then I woke up this morning, I washed my face, and I masked with sake kasu and washed that off before coming in here. Sake kasu being another gift from the skincare gods. Okay, I'm gonna start with my full routine. It changes from day to day. I have enough like tiny sample sizes that I either got from as like freebies because I purchased enough things at a party a few months ago and just don't use them very frequently, like for tea and pumpkin spice latte, which have been like invaluable when I travel. And I have enough serums that I can mix easily and adjust easily accordingly to however my skin feels that day. So right now it's feeling very dry because I usually slap on my skincare while it is still damp. So this is it feeling dry, and I'm going to have to use a toner now. So this is the Maple Essence toner. It's great. I bought it because I bought a full-size thing without trying it out as a sample first, because I was confident my skin would not react badly to it. As always, like, you take your own risk when you buy a full size and committing to a full size, but this is great. This is one of the best things that have happened to my skin with SP. It's like the oil control actually helps. So I usually splash on. This is a lot more than I usually would use because as I said, I usually would apply everything while my face is still damp from the shower, and now it's all dried up. It feels very dried up. I almost always follow with Asia Powerhouse. This is hyaluronic acid, which is great because it acts as I think the word is a humectant. It attracts all the moisture coming in afterwards. So especially if your skin is feeling dry, which it would if you're Singaporean, because you will be in aircon, and whether the aircon will be working or not, like, but you will still be in air conditioning a lot of the time, and air is just always incredibly dry. So I always recommend you put APH. But today my skin feels very puffy. Probably because I slept really late last night. There was a thrifting swap party that a friend of mine organized, and then I was helping to clean up after dinner and everything, and we were just like meeting up people who not seen in ages. It was great. Yeah, but I got home late. So I'm gonna start pumpkin spice latte instead, because it has a lot of antioxidants and I can't remember, caffeine I think in it, that mean that it's gonna act very well as a, what's the word? It will help to reduce the puffiness. yeah, this is my go-to whenever my face feels puffy. So when it's a thinner serum, I just apply a bit more, usually like half a dropper. Oh my god, I love this smell so much. I don't drink, like, pumpkin spice latte is not a thing in Singapore, and I was severely disappointed when it came in for the season this year and I tried it out. I was just, no, the smell is wonderful. I'll bathe in the smell, and I can because I have the serum. Okay, so that's PSL. In Marine next, which is this and APH are like the, I mean, if I had to pick only 2 serums to use every single day of my life, it would probably be this too. Because they work so well together, because they do such different things. Like I said, Asia Powerhouse serum works to attract all the moisture, and Marine just helps because I think my skin just reacts really well to algae. It just calms and treats your acne, which is good. Disclaimer, my skin can also absorb a lot of products despite the weather that I live in. So I actually usually apply up to maybe 4 serums at a go, and then I will have my toner underneath, and then I'll have a moisturizer on top, and then I'll put on a primer and foundation and all my other skincare and stuff. But I know a lot of people can't take that. So the way I do it is by making sure that there is like, I use thinner layers when I'm doing whacking on 4, and I always wait a sufficient amount of time each time before I apply the next layer. So I think that should happen at least 10 seconds. 2 of my like favorite things to use in this weather are Snail and Hydra. They are thicker serums. In fact, like, I sometimes just skip moisturizer altogether and just go with Hydra, which I think I am going to, no, I'm not going to do that today. Hydra treats acne because it has witch hazel and everything in it. I love it. You can't find like a dupe type product with like other skincare companies, I should think. You can't really find a dupe for this in a lot of skincare companies anyways, but because the ingredients are so good. But yeah, because this one has got both camellia oil as well as argan oil. So while it is thick, it is not as thick as, say, layering on an actual, like, a full-on oil onto your face, but it is thick enough that it will make sure that your skincare, that all these serums and stuff doesn't just evaporate from your skin. The other one is Snail, which I love. I usually just dump this in my bag, and when I'll go for yoga, I'll wash off all my makeup, and before my session, I wash off all my makeup, and I just put on this one product and then go for a class. And Snail will just be that go-to because it's thick enough. I know it won't just evaporate from my skin or sweat it all off, but it's enough to treat my skin, which will usually just get very red and inflamed, and Snail's very good for calming, and it's going to just evaporate the way thinner serums might. Okay, so that was 3 serums. At this point, I would usually follow up with either Pearl or Radiance, because those 2 are my go-to things when I need really good, like, glowy pretty skin. But I think I'm gonna skip that. Today. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that today. I will go instead with Camellia Gold, because Camellia Gold is love. So yeah, this is like my day routine. At night, usually I would use either more acids or more or more retinol. So like the Sleeping Beauty oil, I'm not going to use that. I'm definitely not going to use that in the day. Even if I would like slap my face with sunscreen, no, I just won't. Because when you're exposed to this much sun here, and when you sweat as much as I do, you're just gonna sweat off that sunscreen and expose your skin to the sun, or your yeah. And I know there are people who use retinols both day and night, and I'm sure that durian's light enough too, but I do not trust my skin to be able to like hold on to the sunblock. Right. So Camellia Gold, I was just talking about this to a Singaporean on the Singaporean SB group. Found out she used like 5 drops each time. That's just way too much. At most, I go with 3. Oh, I love the smell. I really love the smell. It's so luxurious. Just putting it on. And I'm probably massaging this to my face a lot more aggressively than I should, and will probably regret this 10 years from now. But right now, yeah, just don't follow. Like, follow maybe what I use. Don't follow how I use it. Oh. Yeah, and that is my day routine. I should slap on some sunscreen before this, before I head out, but I think I'm more or less good to go. Like, my acne is not annoying me as much because I used the Sake Kasu before the video, and Sake Kasu is also a great product. I much prefer it to the camel milk and yeast mask because I find that one works better, especially when I just leave it on overnight or as a spot treatment or anything. I don't think are there even people watching? I need my glasses to see this. I've just been putting this on to a random, like, I've just been putting this on. And I can't see the screen at all. Are people watching? Yes, there are 4 people. Hi people. Hi Char. I do not know who the other 3 are, but okay. That's nice that you guys are watching and haven't just like, I don't know whether or not this has been informative or useful or anything, but basically to sum it up, I think it would just be that even if you have oily skin, don't skimp on the oils. Alright, I meant to talk about this vacuum cleaner at night. I use this only once a day. Maybe 3 times a week, because I think it's a bit too expensive for me to use every single day. 2, I think my skin would not like it if I use it every single day because it is a bit strong. But the vacuum cleaner is so good for just cleansing off all my makeup, and more than that, like getting a lot of gunk I didn't know I had from out under my skin while still not leaving it like it's not like dry or dehydrated afterwards. Yeah. And like sabbatical beauty oils are just great, even in this kind of weather. Winter is coming, definitely too thick for most people who live here, but Camellia Gold is beautiful, and it's a beautiful product in a tiny sample bottle like this. I took this with me to Japan. I was using this like every morning and at night because I was stupid and I didn't bring my anti-aging eye gel oil, which is a thicker oil, with me. But I was using this every day, and I've used this some when I'm in Singapore, and have not. That's 2 weeks. I've not made a dent. Like, yeah, this is gonna last me a long time still, especially since I'm back here now and I'm not gonna be using it every day. But it's good. It's really good. Especially the gold flakes really help combat redness. And then anti-aging eye gel oil, probably one of the best buys because it's just such a multi-use product. I like it on my skin, I like it under my eyes, I like it on my eyebrows and my eyelashes, and my eyes definitely, like the hair there definitely goes back way better and thicker. Yeah. Do viewers have questions? I think I've answered most of the questions when I first asked about, when I first asked around, was there anything that people wanted to know? How do oils function? What do you use in thick humidity weather? Which was again, a lot of thin lighter layers, like a lot of Asia Powerhouse, a lot of marine, like the thinner serums, and sometimes just skipping radiance and then just finishing it off with either Hydra or Snail. But I don't know. Okay, let me. Oh, there are comments. Okay, sorry, I have my laptop out as well. So, hi Marissa, hi Char, hi Courtney, hi Hui Shu. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I really don't know what else to say except like SB stuff is great. Like and like I know financial matters are important. A lot of my skincare honestly is like cannibalized from my mother because like she'll be like, oh, I want to try something, and then I realize that she's just not using it, and I just like take it from her stash and put it into mine. So like it's probably, I actually have some parts of my routine that is definitely not entirely rotated out by an SB product because I can't afford, it's a real thing, I can't afford to do that. It is expensive, it works very well, but it is beyond the price range of somebody who is like a freelancer or who's only just started working or just has a very unstable income at the moment. But I really think it's about being able to incorporate the products that you can't find, well, you can't find any of these products anyway, that's not very helpful, but that you know would just be very helpful to your routine. Like for me it would be things like vacuum cleaner. I want the strong benefits anyways, but I will just use it a few times a week so my bottle will last me a year as opposed to 3 months probably. I've been using this for a while. Or yeah, like just using it either a few times a week, which is why I do my tea tree beauty water as opposed to every day. Or getting products that you know you can multi-use. Like the Hydra is probably one of the on the lower end of the serums, for example, but it's something I know I can just slap on and use, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to work it in with other layers. It's good all on its own. The same goes for what's it called, the anti-aging eye gel oil, which I talked about before. Or even just like if you can figure out which retinol, because SB's retinols are unparalleled, which retinol works best for your skin, either the Durian Grey serum, which I still go back to even though I have Sleeping Beauty, or like Sleeping Beauty, which is a godsend on like, I just slather it on my worst acne days, and or the Dorian Grey oil, just figuring out which one works best for you, and then just keep buying that one thing afterwards and using it for like emergency either acne days because they work really well in acne, or if anti-aging is a concern or anything for you. Yes. Okay. I have seen. Oh, what's the experience of eye gel versus eye oil? Right. I have the anti-aging eye gel oil, and I have Bright Eyes. I will say Bright Eyes definitely works better for me when it comes to brightening up the under eye circles. But I think because it just doesn't multitask as much as the eye oil will, that I will probably just, when I'm out of my Bright Eyes, which I actually bought for my mother but I found out she's not using, when I'm out of it, I'm not gonna repurchase it. I will probably just use the eye gel oil instead, because that, when I find when I use it at night, does help already. And things like the pumpkin spice latte serum already helps with the puffiness, so I think that's good. But like I do know people who like just looking at the comments from like different reviews for each one, there have been people who have said eye gel oil has been enough for them to deal with their eye bags, but some people are just like, no, I need Bright Eyes in the day, eye gel oil at night. So again, it goes back to what you're really looking for, what works best for your skin. Yeah. I think if you have puffiness, I think the Bright Eyes would be good for you because it has all the caffeine products in it. But if you're talking about pigmentation, maybe eye gel oil might be enough. Are there any other questions? It's very weird to see yourself speaking on a screen. Yeah, it's really weird. I think that's about it. And then I'm gonna go apply sunscreen, and I'm gonna go like grab a quick bite, and I'm off to work. Oh, okay, thank you for being here. Yeah, like, oh right, the last thing I wanted to end with is I I know that all the 5-star reviews for Sabbatical Beauty and everything, and like SB does get my 5 stars, but I've also realized that a lot of people are going in with the expectation that, oh, this is gonna make my skin perfect, and I think yeah, like I think a lot of us still don't have perfect skin. It is a lot better, but it will never be perfect. And I think, and this is just something I realized when I was like looking at the Singaporean Sabbatical Beauty group, which was that a lot of people are also going with the expectation that this is gonna, you know, like it's gonna turn the clock back 20 years. It's gonna give me the skin, the baby skin I've always dreamed of. And I also think that like it is about adjusting those expectations, because sometimes it's just beyond you to have good skin, which is so sad, but it is like for me it's a lot of hormonal acne, and Marine has done wonders to calm it down. But when it's a stressful month, when it just pops up, and of course the immediate reaction I get is spam everything, spam Sakikatsu, follow it up with tea tree like tea tree volcanic ash, follow it up with like all the anti-acne products that I have in my kit. But I do think it is about adjusting the expectation, one, scaling down a lot of the times, and that's another thing I noticed on the Singaporean group, like scaling down. Like if your skin is having a breakout, a horrendous breakout, I usually actually bring it down to 1 or 2 products. Like I just use Hydra, and I use an oil, or I just use one thing or another. Like just calm it down, focus on letting your skin breathe, and also about recognizing that our skin sometimes is just maybe not cut up for our environments, which is so sad, because I realize my skin is great even when I scaled down SB routine in a non-humid country, but I come back here and everything pops up again. I think that was about all I wanted to say, beyond like figuring out your own routine. Oils are good for you, and learning to love your skin, even though it is so stupid sometimes. Like your skin can be so stupid sometimes. Like I'm born here, I live here, what am I supposed to do? Migrate, seek like refugee status in another country because I can't deal with never mind. Okay, I'm off now. Thank you all for coming.